Hi everybody, Stephen here. So you've set up your VCF 9 environment, but during your deployment you selected simple mode, and so you don't have anything clustered. But now you're looking and you say, well, I want to set up my VCF automation as a clustered environment. Well, how do we do that? How do we add those extra nodes? Well, stick around. That's what we're going to cover. See you in a bit. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. So in this video, this one shouldn't be too long, but I always say that. Anyways, in this video, we're going to look at how do I expand my VCF automation from a single node environment to a 3-node clustered environment. So we'll take a look at how do we do that. I'll show you a couple of things to watch out for as well. Anyways, I always like to throw this out before we get started is thank you very much for those of you that support the channel by subscribing. Really appreciate it. And anybody also sending super thanks, again, I really appreciate that. 10 thumbs up to all you folks. Thanks very much. And again, if this is stuff that you're kind of interested in or you find entertaining, please consider supporting the channel. It's totally free. Hit that subscribe button. Without subscribers, there's no content developers, right? So please consider supporting the channel. Other ways to support the channel is to share it, to like it, leaving comments, all help out with YouTube analytics. And I also have super thanks enabled, but that's totally up to you. So why don't we get started and let's jump into expanding my single node VCF automation environment to a 3-node cluster. See you in a bit. Okay, everybody, as you can see, I'm in my VCF operations. I'm going to go under fleet management. I'm going to go to lifecycle. And then from here, you'll see VCF automation. I'll click on manage. And then from here, when I click on automation primary, you'll see there's my one VM. Okay. So I want to have it's a simple mode install. So it's only got one virtual machine. Let me show you. So I'll go into my management domain vCenter server. I only have a management domain. I don't have workload domains. You see how we've got a bunch of hosts and some VMs, whatever. For this demo, that's all I really need. There is the appliance. Okay. So it's only got a single appliance here. All right, let's go. Now, before we do anything, one of the things it's going to check for is if you've got a backup, if you set up a backup or not. So I need to set that up. So let's go into settings here. Let's go into secure FTP settings. And then over here, I'm going to type in my IP of my secure FTP server. I'm on port 22. I'm using secure FTP. What's the username for my secure FTP server? I'm going to type in the username there. What's the password? So I got to go in and select a password. I don't have things set up here for that. So I'm going to close that and I'm going to create one. So I'll say the password alias I'll say is secureftp.vclass.edu, whatever. And then the password, I'll type in my password. Oops, I made a mistake. And then whatever the description, and then the username. Great, and I'm going to go add. So now over here, I'm going to select my password. There's my one I created. And then where's my backup directory? So in here, my backup directory would be /home/VMware/backup. That's mine, okay? Whatever yours is. Then you need to select a passphrase. I'm going to create a new passphrase. This is so it encrypts the backup. If you lose your passphrase, your backups are useless, okay? So I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to say password alias. I'll call it description user. This is kind of funny. It's asking for usernames and all this. It's kind of generic dialog box that they throw up here, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, I'll call it my passphrase, whatever. And then the password is, I'll type in my passphrase, and I'll confirm it. This is my passphrase I'm typing in, whatever you're going to type in, whatever my passphrase description. And the username, I don't know why it's asking for a username. There is none. But anyways, I'll just type in VMware, right? And I'll say add. Then let's go and select the passphrase, right? So there's my passphrase, okay? I'm going to say fetch the thumbprint. There we go. It's got the thumbprint. And I'm going to save it. Now, notice up here it says secure FTP configuration has been saved successfully. This configuration will be pushed to the automation and identity brokers. I don't have an identity broker set up. the status of the configuration can be checked in the secure FTP status section. If I scroll down right over here, so we have to wait. Now, if I go to my tasks, you'll see that this is running. It's in progress. So I'm going to let that run. It might take a few minutes to do this, and then we'll come back. So I need to definitely set up this backup, do a backup before I do my increasing of the cluster. If not, if I don't do this, what will happen, it will fail, but then it'll come back and tell me to go ahead and retry, and I could actually skip the backup. But it takes about 30 minutes in my environment to kind of go through that whole process, right? So I want to save that. I'll just do my backup. Anyways, we'll let this run, then we'll come back. Actually, while we're letting this run, why don't I do a little bit of explanations on what's going on here, right? So let me get this document here. So let me go back to, actually, let's go back to my VCF Auto. So I already pointed out, I only have the one appliance right there. There's the IP addresses, the 172.20.10.100, 172.20.10.101. When I go back to the documentation, it's showing me, I'm over here on the left. It's showing me I have my VCF automation. There's my node, that's the 101, and then I have my native node balancer, which is built in. That's the .100. The .100 is what I have my fully qualified domain name set up. So there's a forward and reverse lookup pointing to that .100, okay? This is a simple mode install, or what they refer to as a small install. Now, when I go into when I want to go to high available install, notice over here, I got the native load balancer. That will still be that .100 address. I'll have my node 1 still, that'll be the .101. I'm going to be spinning up two more nodes, nodes 2 and 3. They will need IP addresses. Let's look at this. Let's go into the VCF installer. This is what it would look. Let's go back to here. This is the VCF installer to set up your VCF environment. I'm going to go simple mode. I'll go back to VCF automation. And notice over here, it's saying, okay, for simple mode, it's asking you fully qualified domain name of your VCF automation. Again, this is mine, and that relates back to the 172.20.10.100. Then it's saying, okay, what's the node address? There's the 101. Then it's asking you for another additional address for doing upgrades and stuff, and that's my 102. You'll see that come into play. Now, if I selected this, let's go back to here. During my creation of VCF, if I select, oh no, I want high availability, notice over here, if I go back to VCF automation, it's going to ask me for a fully qualified domain name. That's the .100. It's going to ask me for my first node IP, my second node IP, and my third IP, node IP, and then that spare. So you'll see right off the bat, I have my virtual IP, the .100. I'll have a node 1 IP, a node 2 IP, a node 3, and then the spare, a total of 5 IPs. So you'll see that as I'm going through scaling this deployment, I'm going to need to add some additional IPs, all right? So let's go back and see if this thing is still, looks like it's completed the setup, right? So let's go back into settings here, okay? And we're secure FTP settings. If I scroll down here, that's what I want to see. Automation success. Excellent, right? Now, what do I want to do here? Oh yeah, okay, so what do I want to do? We checked that. Okay, that was fine. I can go into backup settings here and schedule this stuff. I'm not going to worry about that for this video. Management node backup, right? I'm going to say backup now. All right. Notice backup status is not available. So like I said, you want to make sure you back this up. So, okay, here we go. I'm going to say backup. Since it's been successfully triggered, click here to check the requested status. That's over here on the task panel. When I click on task here, you'll see it's in process, right? And I can click on this and we'll let it go through. This could take a few minutes. So we'll come back and see what happens. Okay. Tease it a bit. Hey, by the way, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, consider supporting the channel. Click that subscribe button. Totally free. See you in a bit. Okay, so that didn't take long. It says 537 milliseconds. I think it took a little longer than that, to be honest with you, probably about a minute or two. But anyways, I got a small environment. I don't got a whole lot of stuff on here. Let's go back to tasks. That's completed. We got our settings over here. We got our backup. I think we're good to go. So let's go back into components or overview, whichever one you like better. I'll go to manage over here, automation. I'll go back to here. Again, if I click on this, you still see the one appliance. Let's go into scale. When I click on scale, again, mine is set for small. Now you can scale this from small to medium, small to large. I can't go back, okay? I think you can go medium to large, can't go back, okay? So let's go small, we're gonna go to medium, and by me selecting medium, small only deploys one node, medium or large will deploy 3 nodes, okay? So when I select medium or large, whichever one, it's going to deploy 2 additional nodes. Okay, so let's go next. Now it's asking me, do I want to configure additional virtual IPs? I'm not sure why I would need that, but I don't really need that. This is what I need down here, is the node pool. So remember, my first node is .101, and here's that spare for upgrades. Okay, so I need to put in 2 more IPs here. So let's configure this. Let's type in 172.20.10.103 to 172.20.10.104. There we go, and I'll say add. Okay, there we go. I'll go next. Now I'm going to run the pre-check. So this is going to validate things. It'll take probably a few minutes for it to finish this validation. Okay, and we'll come back and see. I'll pause the recording and we'll come back and see how things go from there. Okay, so that didn't take long at all. It's just a couple of minutes. And validations for scale up. Notice like everything's passed. If there was any problems, it would come back and kind of explain that to you, right? Especially if you didn't have enough IPs, it would come back and complain. I don't recall it complaining about me not having a backup, to be honest with you, right? So I'm done. My validation looks good. I can download the report. I don't care about that. I'm going to go next. And then at that point, I'm going to go submit, all right? So now this is going to create that 3-node cluster for me. This will probably take, in my lab environment, last time I did this, it took a couple hours, right? This is, again, remember these nodes are fairly big, 24 virtual CPUs, 96 gigs of memory, right? So it's going to kind of stress my lab environment a bit. So no wonder it'll probably take a little while to do this. So I'm just going to let this run. We'll come back and see what happens after that, all right? So we'll see you in a while. Okay, everybody, it finished deploying. Now, everything looks like it went through all the 8 stages here. I will say something. It took about 3 hours and change, and it did fail at, I think it was stage 5 here. It did fail around, synthetic check for services. And I think it was because my server's being strained right now. It's like I have a lot of high CPU utilization. Actually, let me show you. This is my physical server. And you see it's complaining right off the bat, right? So I'm really pushing. I think that was the reason. So I just went back in here, in the under tasks, and it showed it failed. And I just clicked on it and I said retry, and then boom, it just synced up right away. It took a few minutes and away it went. And it didn't take a total of 5 hours, probably about 3 hours to do everything. And in your environment may be less, because right now I'm in a lab environment and it's getting stressed. So anyways, one of the things I do want to show you is here. Let's go back into components here. A couple things I want to point out. I'm going to go into automation. Now under VCF Automation, I actually see there's 3 appliances here. Okay. And you see the IP addresses of them, 102, 103, and 104. So it actually redeployed these. Now, one of the things I will say, and I've noticed this before, and it's going to depend on your environment. Now, again, this is my lab environment. Let's say you come in here and you only see the 1 appliance still. You don't see the three VMs. Click on Trigger Inventory Sync, okay? So that's the first thing you should do. I had to do that in some other times, but this time I didn't have to do it. I'm not sure why. Again, I'm in a lab environment. It's all kinds of weirdness, and you can see my servers being stressed like crazy. Let's go back to VCF. This is my vCenter server on my management domain. And again, you'll see we have our new 3 VMs over here. So that was pretty much it. It actually wasn't too difficult to set up. So it's now a cluster of 3. You'll notice again, here's this one here is 104. This one here is 103. And this one is 102. And the virtual IP, that built-in load balancer, okay? So that's pretty much it. My next video, I'll do one on failure and recovery, all right? But I think that was long enough here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave comments and questions down below. Yeah, leave comments and questions down below, glass of wine. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye for now.